Good morning, Patriots and friends. My name is Lance. I'm the host of Bikes, Brews, and Reviews. We appreciate you coming along for a ride today. It's going to be a beautiful day for a ride. A little bit overcast, which will make the sun not feel quite so hot. Humidity level is up there, but still it's going to be a beautiful day for a ride. And if you like our content on this channel, we appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. But as far as today's ride, I'm going to be meeting up with Shane, probably in the Bergheim area. But first of all, we're going to go up to the south side of Canyon Lake and we're going to look at some of the water levels. As most of you know, we've had some just horrendous flooding here in the past month. Just complete devastation. And but the waters have receded, and so we're going to go out today. Today's really the first time going out and taking a look at what the water levels in the creeks and the rivers and the lakes look like now that they've receded quite a bit. And so we're going to go all these rivers, creeks, and lakes. These are roads that we ride all the time that have experienced this flooding. And these bridges are bridges we ride on all the time. But this is really the first time getting out with the cameras and shooting some footage of the waterways and what their condition is now. So come along for an amazing ride, a great day in the Texas Hill Country. Let's go. All right, friends, so it looks like boat ramp number 5 here at Canyon Lake is closed. But we're going to go down and take a couple pictures anyway, because we're not launching a boat. There's no water. The water level is still so low that it doesn't come up to the boat ramp. So I saw a message online from a guy who lives here on Canyon Lake, and just yesterday, and he said that since the flooding over the past couple of weeks, that Canyon Lake water level is up almost 14 feet. But still way too low to get a boat in, at least on this boat ramp. Holy cow. I thought the level was up. I thought I would see much more water. I think I saw some numbers online that said the lake level before the floods was 46% full, and then it's now up to 68, 69 or something. So I guess that makes sense if it's still 30% below full. All right. So a little tip about what we're going to be showing you a little bit later on this ride is we're going to be showing you a local Texas brewery called Republic Star Brewing. Some cool things are going on there. Stay tuned. Okay friends, so we're here at another part of Canyon Lake and just checking the water level and the conditions. Okay friends, so we are at the bridge that goes over the Guadalupe right here at Rebecca Creek Road. Now this is a very common place for us to ride. And there's, in the last 6 years, has never been any water flowing in here. There's been a couple pools of water that hadn't dried up, but there was no flow. And now that there was no flow, now you can see there's lots of flow. And during the recent floods, the water was actually over this bridge. And then if you look over here on the hillside, you can see a lot of debris, a lot of trees and limbs that washed up when the water came up. So this is unprecedented in the time that I've lived and been riding in the Texas Hill Country. This used to be just a whole bunch of rocks, a rocky stream bed with a couple little pools of water still in them, but no flow. Big change. All right, let's go. So we're going to continue up Rebecca Creek Road, heading north, and then we're going to meet Shane in Bergheim, get some fuel for the motorcycle, and head off to, we're going to hit some awesome roads, but eventually end up at a place called Star Republic Brewing. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, friends and patriots, so we have made it to the Republic Star, or the Star Republic Brewery. And this location is on the 473, just west of the 281. And this used to be a brewery called Rough Diamond Brewing. Some of you may recall that. And they operated for a number of years, probably maybe 3+ years. And like a lot of breweries, you know, it was hard to make it and they closed, and it's sat vacant for maybe a year and a half. It's a large facility, a large building, but I can't remember what they were asking, something like $4 or $5 million for this property. It's got a residence over here and a music stage, but the brew house and tasting room and restrooms and everything, it's a big building, it's a big piece of land, but I think it was overpriced. Well, anyway, about a year ago, somebody bought it and started Star Republic Brewing, and that's what we have here. So they're not using a tasting room inside and air conditioning anymore, which is unfortunate, but they've got a little, looks like an old antique milk truck that's got taps on it. So they serve beer outside, and they've got a nice outdoor area, and so that's what we're at now. And we always like to tell people, you know, when you're drink in moderation when you're driving, especially if you're on a motorcycle. Know your limits. Make sure you stop drinking in enough time so that when you get back on your motorcycle, you're completely sober. Or do what we quite often do, is choose a non-alcoholic beer option. So, but drink responsibly. But another thing that they're going to be doing with this property, and it's been in the works for 8 or 10, 12 months, is behind that little antique milk truck with the taps is some earth that is turned over. And so the plan is, the owner's plan is to build a steakhouse and have it 2-level, and the upstairs level would be a cigar lounge. So that would be cool, but nothing's moving fast, and that's kind of how things are in Texas. Nothing moves fast. Everything takes twice as long and costs twice as much in Texas. But anyway, that's what we have going on here at Star Republic Brewing. They do a pretty good job brewing some beer. Thank you for coming along with the ride with us today. Friends and patriots, we appreciate that. If you like the content we're providing, which I'm sure you do, hit the subscribe button. If you're not already a subscriber, like and comment. Let us know how we're doing. But we appreciate you coming along today. We saw some of the waterways that we frequently traverse, and looking at the water levels and some of the devastation that's happened over the recent floods. We also showed you Star Republic Brewing, a great watering hole here in the Texas Hill Country. And of course, we met up with our buddy Shane. So thank you for coming along. And until we see you next time, stay safe.